Congrats on being a part of the Nordic Wave family. You should have received 3 boxes with a chiller, a tub, stairs, along with the plumbing, an extra filter, and your necessary parts. The first step to set up is to unpack your parts. This includes 2 identical black cam lock hose connection fittings, 1 black or gray drain valve fitting, and your Teflon thread sealant tape. Once unpacked, we will take the sealant tape, open the container, and grab one of the black fittings. From here, you will wrap the fitting 5 to 7 times around with the tape, just like so. You will do this to both fittings. They should both look something like this. Next, you will take the drainage fitting, noting that there is one side with fine threads and the other side with coarse threads. You will wrap sealant tape on the side with more fine threads. Be sure you wrap the tape in the same direction as shown here. When finished, use your hand to smooth and press the tape into the threads, like so. Now you have all of your parts prepared for installation. As we move to the back of the tub and chiller, you will notice several openings. First, take one of the black hose connection fittings and thread it into the top opening. Tighten as much as you can by hand. No tools should be required. Finally, take the drainage fitting and hand tighten into the bottommost opening on the tub. Care should be taken to make sure that the fitting is aligned properly to avoid cross thread, which will damage the plastic threads and cause the fitting to leak. Next, we recommend that you check to make sure a filter is installed by screwing off the filter port on the back of the chiller. When the time comes for you to change your filter, which typically happens once after the first 1 to 2 weeks and then once a month after that, you would simply replace the existing one and screw back into place following the same procedure. Next, you will take your supply and return hoses, and note that one has an inline strainer with a flow direction arrow. This is the lower return line for the water coming from the tub and returning to the chiller. Installation is simple: top port to top port and bottom port to bottom port. Starting with the return hose with the filter, install the hose again with the flow arrow pointing towards the chiller and connect from bottom port to bottom port. Each port connection has cam lock fittings, as well as retaining pins that can be placed for extra security. Next, install your top connection through the same process. Now you're ready to fill the tub. Filling may take a few minutes. Once the water level is a few inches below the top opening, you must prime the chiller by taking the end of the hose up to the top opening in the tub. Hold it for 30 seconds. This allows air bubbles to be pushed out of the plumbing system. Next, you can plug in the chiller. As the chiller starts, you will hear the following noise change. Once the quieter, smoother sound begins, you know the chiller is ready to go and start filtering water back into the tub. You can then fill the tub again from your water source. Final height will depend on the size of the occupant. However, we recommend filling the tub to around 6 inches above the top port. To operate the chiller, note that a flashing green light means the chiller is getting ready to start the refrigeration or chilling process, or the system has reached the target water temperature and is waiting to run again. When the green snowflake light transitions to a steady green, you will hear the compressor and fan beginning to run, indicating that the chiller is making cold water. To adjust the temperature setting, simply press Set and adjust the temperature to your desired setting using the up and down arrow buttons. Press the Set button one last time to save that setting. It may take a few moments to begin, but now you're all set and ready to go. Thank you for being a part of the Nordic Wave family.